Kazakhstan is a nation with an extraordinarily rich history that stretches back thousands of years. The territory of modern Kazakhstan has been a crossroads of cultures, civilizations, and trade routes connecting East and West. Today we will explore the fascinating journey of the Kazakh state and examine its vital role in the contemporary world. The story of Kazakh lands begins long before the establishment of the Kazakh Khanate itself. As early as the first millennium BCE, Saka tribes inhabited these vast steppes. These nomadic warriors were renowned for their exceptional horsemanship and mastery in crafting golden ornaments, evidence of which can still be seen in museums today. The famous Golden Man discovered in the Issyk burial mound stands as a testament to the sophisticated culture and flourished on these lands over 2,000 years ago. Following the Sakas, various Turkic peoples made these steppes their home. The region witnessed the rise and fall of powerful empires, including the Turkic Khaganate in the 6th century and later the Mongol Empire in the 13th century. Each of the civilizations left an indelible mark on the cultural and ethnic landscape of what would eventually become Kazakhstan. The formation of the Kazakh Khanate in the mid-15th century marks a pivotal moment in the nation's history. In 1465 Kazakhstan Sultan Kerey and Janibek led their people away from the Uzbek Khanate, seeking independence and the establishment of their own state. This migration into the western Zhetosu region laid the foundation for what would become the Kazakh nation. The name Kazakh itself is believed to derive from a Turkic word meaning free or independent, perfectly capturing the spirit of these people who valued their autonomy above all else. The newly formed Khanate quickly expanded its territories, and by the 16th century under Khan Qasim, it controlled vast stretches of the Central Asian steppes. The 16th and early 17th centuries are often considered the golden age of the Kazakh Khanate. Under the leadership of Khans like Qasim and Tauke, the state developed sophisticated legal codes, including the famous Zheta of 7 charters, which regulated various aspects of nomadic life and inter-tribal relations. However, the 18th century brought significant challenges. The devastating Jungar invasions from the east threatened the very existence of the Kazakh people. These conflicts, known as the Great Disaster or Akhtaban Shobaranda, resulted in massive casualties and territorial losses. Facing this existential threat, Kazakh leaders made the strategic decision to seek protection from the expanding Russian Empire. Beginning in the 1730s, different Kazakh Jews gradually came under Russian influence and later direct control. This process fundamentally transformed Kazakh society. The traditional nomadic way of life began to change as Russian settlers arrived and agriculture expanded across the steppes. Despite the loss of political independence, this period also brought modernization. Educational institutions were established, and Kazakhstan became integrated into broader economic networks. Kazakh intellectuals like Abay Khononbayev emerged, working to preserve Kazakh culture while embracing beneficial aspects of Russian and European education. The 20th century brought dramatic change with the Russian Revolution and subsequent establishment of Soviet power. In 1920s year, the Kyrgyz Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic was formed, which was renamed the Kazakh Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic in 1925 year, and finally became the Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic in 1936 year. The Soviet period was marked by both tremendous hardship and significant development. The collectivization of agriculture in the early 1930s years resulted in a catastrophic famine that claimed the lives of approximately and 1.5 million Kazakhs. The tragedy, known as the Asharshalik, remains one of the darkest chapters in Kazakh history. However, the Soviet era also brought industrialization, urbanization, and universal education. Kazakhstan became a major industrial center, particularly in mining and metallurgy. The capital Almaty grew into a modern city. During World War II, Kazakhstan served as a crucial rear base for the Soviet Union, with many factories relocated to its territory. The Soviet nuclear testing program at the Semipalatinsk site, while devastating for local populations and the environment, also brought scientific and technological development to the region. Kazakhstan became a center for space exploration, with the Baikonur Cosmodrome launching the first human into space in 1961. December 16, 1991 marks the beginning of modern independent Kazakhstan. As the Soviet Union dissolved, Kazakhstan was the republic to declare its independence. Nursultan Nazarbayev became the first president of the newly independent state, a position he would hold until 29th year. The transition from Soviet Republic to independent nation presented enormous challenges. Kazakhstan had to build new state institutions, establish a market economy, and forge a national identity that could unite its diverse population, which included significant Russian, Ukrainian, German, and other minority communities alongside ethnic Kazakhs. The 1990s were difficult years economically, but Kazakhstan gradually stabilized and began to develop its vast natural resources, particularly oil and gas. The decision to move the capital from Almaty to Akhmala, later renamed Astana and now called Nur-Sultan, symbolized the country's ambitions and forward-looking visions. The history of the Kazakh state is a story of resilience, adaptation, and survival. From ancient nomadic empires to a modern independent nation, Kazakhstan has continuously evolved while maintaining connections to its historical roots. The Kazakh people have overcome invasions, colonization, famine, and the challenges of post-Soviet transformation to build a stable and prosperous state. Today, Kazakhstan stands as a testament to the possibility of successful nation building in the post-Soviet space. Its role as a regional leader, energy exporter, and diplomatic bridge builder ensures that it will continue to play an important part in shaping Eurasia's future. As Kazakhstan moves forward, it carries with it the lessons of its complex history and the aspirations of its people for continued development, stability, and prosperity.